So hey, what's up? So this time we're gonna do Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, let's get started. So is Jujutsu Kaisen overrated? Well, let's see. I gave it an eight. I think it's a solid eight score. And I've been kind of strict on my grading recently, so it's a pretty good score. 8.66 though, that's kind of high. It's really hard to justify. Once you get to the 8.7, 8.6, 8.7 range, everything past that, it's all about the same. You're just saying it's really popular. So I don't know. I mean, I can justify maybe like a lower eight. 8.6, it's got to be really good to justify that. And if you have Code Geass and Death Note getting scores like this, then you kind of have to think about that. And so I'm gonna say this is probably a little bit overrated. I do think Jujutsu Kaisen's good, but maybe just a little bit overrated. I might drop this maybe a quarter of a point. If I was being really strict, maybe down to like 8.2 or 8.3 range. If I was being really strict, and maybe even maybe like a half a point, but maybe like 8.3, 8.4 ish. I would drop it a little bit. I think it's just a little bit overrated. But generally, I do think it's a good anime. I couldn't get into it at first. I watched I think I got up to about 4 or 5 episodes in, and then I just quit. I just couldn't really get into it. It seemed I mean, I like the whole shonen action thing, but the material of Jujutsu Kaisen, it's more about like curses and things like that. Like I just don't really like how the villains look and all that, like the aesthetics. Yeah, maybe that's a better word for it. The aesthetics of Jujutsu Kaisen, they're really not up my alley. But so I only got up to about 5 episodes in, and then I didn't watch it for a long time. And I think it was only like a few months ago that I finally decided to watch it again. And at that point, I realized hey, it's a pretty good anime. I pretty much binged all of it and I finished it, and I thought it was a pretty good anime. But it was kind of hard to get into at first. I got kind of stuck after about like 5 episodes in for a really long time. It was on hold for a super long time. But I eventually did get back to it, finished it, and I thought it was great. And it does really pick up later on. I think it has great characters. They're not emo. It's not like you're waiting 20 episodes, 30 episodes, or several seasons for character development. It's not like Naruto and Sasuke, where and Sakura, where they're just very flat characters, and they just take forever to grow, and character development takes forever. No, they're already all really cool, interesting characters with like realistic personalities, and they're not annoying. Like the cast is good, and Gojo's a cool dude. I mean, I think he passed up Kakashi. Like he's basically like Kakashi's doppelganger, and he passed him up on the rankings. So in my anime list, he's ranked higher than Kakashi now. So I think that says a lot. He's a really cool character. Everybody likes Gojo for some reason. But yeah, I agree. He's a pretty cool dude. So yeah, the characters are great. So it gets a lot better, and there's a good amount of like comedy too, and it's actually interesting to watch. So it does pick up, despite that the source material and the aesthetics of it with all the demons and all that, like, and the curses. Like I'm just not really into that. I prefer more to like a high fantasy type setting. But despite that, I thought it was pretty good anime. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen maybe just slightly overrated, but pretty good. And also, let's talk about the movie. The movie came out recently. Yeah, the second season's not out yet. Once it comes out, I'll watch it. So the movie, I generally don't have a high opinion of movies, but I actually gave this movie an eight. I think the movie is just as good as the anime. It's pretty good. I think it's a great movie. 8.5. Yeah, I think it's a fair score for the movie. Can't really argue too much. Um, yeah, I mean, I think they did a good job of using the time wisely in the movie and make a good story that actually is interesting to watch. It's a prequel to the actual anime. So yeah, so the movie is great, the anime is great. Anime maybe just a little bit overrated, but not too much. So anyway, that's my final score. See you next time.